What it do, YouTube? It's SS, and I'm back with another video on this one. This one right here. This one right here. Well, this one was on my birthday, July 26th. This is a VOD, a little different video. Reason being is because I did not record the battles on the app that I usually record the battles, just because I haven't been having really good battles. But as right here, as you can see, I actually did end up hitting veteran with this team that you guys will see right here. Nino Queen, Triple Shadow. You've probably seen a video on it before if you have watched my videos. Used it in your Ultra League before. So what the team is, Nino Queen, for Alligator, and Poliwrath. So three Pokemon that I actually really like to use. For Alligator, not so much, but it's really good in the Ultra League. Sometimes you might see me use it in the Great League, but yeah, this was on my birthday. I know it's been a long time since I dropped the video, but we're back with another video here, and I will be dropping another video tomorrow using a team in the Fossil Cup. It did, I was in the 2000s, and now I'm in the 2400s, so I do believe it's a strong team. I will post it tomorrow, but for right now, we will see this expert, or not expert, but veteran push here. It will be 3 sets. If you guys see those emojis happening, it's because once again it is the VOD from my not my YouTube but my Twitch channel. Link in the description as always if you guys do want to go follow me on Twitch and watch me as I do these battles in real life in real time. But yeah, as you guys can see me, that is how I look. Sometimes I do have the face cam, sometimes I don't. But we did end up winning that first game, and it's gonna be a little bit not the best. Obviously, it's not gonna be chopped up nicely, but I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and get into this commentary. But yeah, as you guys can see, I'm starting to think here. What do I do? What do I do? I'm gonna go ahead and let it go through. Unfortunately, it is the Shadow Ball, so I am gonna go for the Poison Fang here. And now I do believe I'll probably go for one. Oh, they sniped me down, which is fine. And because they ended up doing that, they are switch locked into my Poliwrath here, which is fine. I'm gonna go ahead and take this first Dragon Claw here. Don't need the shield yet. Gonna over farm here, try to make it to a move here. Gonna be able to make it to the Icy Wind. Icy Wind is gonna be enough to KO. They come into a Venusaur. This is not looking good for me. We're gonna go ahead and straight go for the Icy Wind here. See what they want to do. They do end up shielding. I'm gonna go ahead and swap out instantly. Got 2 shields for my Feraligatr. Feraligatr is gonna be able to shield up the first Frenzy Plant. We're gonna be able to make it to the Hydro Cannon here. At this point, I'm hoping that 2 Hydro Cannons is gonna be enough to KO with the Shadow Claws, and it looks like it might be. So we're gonna have to hope that they do not end up catching here. We're going to over farm here just a bit. They almost try to catch. We're going to be able to make it to the Hydro Cannon here. Now we need to outpace this Venusaur. We're going to be able to outpace it, make it to the Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon is going to be enough to KO from this range, and we're going to be able to take that second game as we do hop into the next battle. We're going to go ahead and try to skip through these battles real quick. Neo Queen up against a Tentacruel. Tentacruel is going to be having the upper hand because of the gold potential, but we are going to be able to get the CMP tie, the cap tie, the bat tie right on the the Tentacruel. Tentacruel is going to be able to hit us with a Scold, but I am going to go ahead and shield up. I'm going to go ahead and try to catch the next Scold here, knowing that it gets to it on 7 instead of 8 like the first one. And now I am going to be able to farm up extra energy here. This is just an acid spray. I do believe they threw right before. Oh, no, it is just another Scold. Unfortunate for me. Gonna be able to make it a Scold of my own. Maybe should have threw it earlier just in case I did get the attack fall. Gonna be able to make it to the Icy Wind. Icy Wind is gonna be enough to KO from this range. I do believe it is gonna be enough to KO. And now we're gonna see what they come into. They come into a Zygarde, and this is not looking very good for me. Reason being is because I do not have Ice Beam on my for Alligator. We're gonna be able to make it to Earth Power here. Earth Power is gonna be able to connect on the Zygarde. Zygarde is gonna be able to farm up a lot of energy here. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through now. Crunch is gonna come through. Gonna do a little bit of some damage. Gonna go straight for the Poison Fang here, hoping that the Shadow Claws plus the Hydro Cannon is gonna be enough. They swap out into Empoleon. Empoleon is gonna get hit with this Hydro Cannon. No, no, don't know if I should have went Crunch there. Maybe should have went Crunch on the first one, hoping for the debuff. Gonna go ahead and let this go through. At this point, realizing that to be honest, there is no way for me to actually win this game. And now we're gonna be able to get the crunch. Gonna be able to farm down completely. They're gonna come into the Zygarde. Zygarde's gonna get hit with this Hydro Cannon. unless they do end up shielding here, which they do end up shielding. Gonna try to make it to a move here. Not gonna be able to make it to a move. Poison Fang is gonna be able to connect. Not gonna be enough to KO, and one more Dragon Tail is gonna be able to KO us, and we're gonna unfortunately end up losing that game. As we do hop into the next battle, we're gonna see Nidoqueen up against Kingdra. Kingdra is gonna be able to hit us with those fast move pressure, and I'm just gonna go start for the Poison Fang, hoping that they would shield, but they didn't shield at this point. I'm expecting this to be an Octazooka, which it is. Hoping I can farm down, but not able to farm down because of the debuff. Gonna be able to swap out into my Feraligatr. Gonna farm up extra energy here. Gonna go ahead and let this go through. And Mandibuzz gonna hit me with Dark Pulse. Gonna be able to make it to a Hydro Cannon here. Doing after one and throw again. Nope, gonna overfarm a little bit. We're gonna be able to make it to another Hydro Cannon right before they make it to their move. And they let me get to another move here, which is very interesting. Not sure why, but this is actually pretty good for me. Gonna go ahead and let this go through at this point, I think. Yep, gonna go ahead and let this go through. They aerial ace me, not enough to help to make it to aerial to a Hydro Cannon. They're gonna swap out into their Jellicent. Jellicent is gonna be able to get hit with this icy wind, and I do believe this was CMP tie. It was the CMP tie. Gonna go ahead and let this go through at this point. It is the Shadow Ball. Gonna swap out into my Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen gonna get um the Earth Power. Earth Power not enough to KO. Gonna try to make it to another move here. Not unfortunately not going to be able to. Gonna go ahead and shield the Surf. Gonna try to make it to a Poison Fang here. Hoping they would throw on CMP, but they did not throw on CMP. And now Poison Fang is gonna be able to lower their defense. Unfortunately, this is looking really bad for me. We're gonna see what if we can do anything. Mandibuzz is gonna be able to come and hit us with an aerial ace. Aerial ace, not enough to KO, and we are one away from the Skull. Skull should be enough to KO from this range. And I do believe we end up winning because of that mistake that the opponent did right there. And unfortunate for the opponent, but we are going to be able to take that game. Going to try to get to the next battle here. Look, it's Brooke. And now Brooke is going to have Cresselia for me. And this is actually really bad for me. If they have the feature site, we're going to see what it does here. What it does. Now we are going to be able to connect the Earth Power. Earth Power is going to bring them down to half. Going to have to call in here because I can't afford to shield the Grass Knot. Going to call it again as a Grass Knot because they only built up to a Grass Knot. And unfortunately for them, they are not going to be able to live this Earth Power if they do let it go through. And we're going to be able to win the zeros, which is really good for me. Swampert comes in. Swampy Boy, as I do call him, or Swampito. Swampito is going to be able to overfarm here. Hoping this is an Earthquake and they bait me and this is really bad. So I'm going to go straight for the Icy Wind here. We're going to start getting the debuff. They do shield. We swap out at the same time and I'm going to overfarm here. Going to go ahead and let this go through. Do one and throw, hoping that they would shield the potential Ice Beam. And the reason I'm not going for Crunch here is because obviously it is resisted because of the Dark typing. Just gonna go ahead and get another Hydro Cannon off here, hoping I can bring it down to some good health where I can farm it down with the Poliwrath. Poliwrath is gonna be able to keep punching this down. Gonna go ahead and let this go through because Swampert did leave with some energy, and I do need the shield for Swampert. Gonna go ahead and let this go through at this point. Gonna have to scold the Swampert. Swampert is gonna get hit with the Scold. Not enough to KO, but we do get the attack fall, and two more counters gonna be enough to KO, and we are going to be able to win that game. Get a Squelvit, a Hundo Squelvit, go up to 24-42, and I do believe let's see. We're doing the little viewer battle. My bad, guys. A little unprofessional for me, but tomorrow I promise that I will have it more chopped up and more better. Nidoqueen up against the Cresselia, and we have seen it before that as long as they don't have future sight, we will be able to win the zeros. You're gonna be able to CMP them on the Earth Power, so that means this could be a potential. Nope, that was a CMP, but could be a potential future sight, and it is the future sight. Unfortunately for me, did not call it correctly. Not gonna help. And come out into my Feraligatr. They come out to their own Feraligatr, which is very interesting. Gonna hit them with the Hydro Cannon. Try to catch a Crunch or a Hydro Cannon here. We're gonna see what they do. They do throw the Hydro Cannon. Gonna try to farm down completely here. I think I might shield. No. What do I do? Let this go? Yeah. Gonna go ahead and let it go through. hoping I can farm down completely here. And now Cresselia might come back in. If it does, gonna get hit with the, oh, unfortunate for me letting that incinerate go through. But the skull does connect, and now they are at a move here. Gonna have to shield this. No, gonna go ahead and let this go through. Yeah, shield, fly. And now I have to farm, 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 farm. And I can live a grass knot here, so they do go for the Moonblast, and this is looking really good for me now since they do have Moonblast Future Sight. No grass not available for them, and we're gonna do one and throw here, hoping I can make it to another third Hydro Cannon here if I can. I do believe this was CMP tie, and we are going to be able to take that game, and we are going to. Yeah, I forgot they even had that last Pokemon in the back. One more Shadow Claw to take them out, and we end up winning that game. As we do hop into the next battle, we're going to see Nidoqueen up against an Umbreon, and this is going to take a good while here. Umbreon farming up a lot of energy here. They do throw. I'm going to go ahead and let this go through. If it's Psychic, that's fine. Going to go straight for the Earth Power here. Don't know if I should go Poison Fang, Poison Fang, Poison Fang. But I do see that the Earth Power did some good damage, and now I'm going to... They swap out into Dust... Dawn Wings? I don't know which one. Dawn Wings, right? Necrozma and a shiny one at that. Gonna go ahead and shield this. They're gonna be met with my Feraligatr. Feraligatr gonna farm down completely, and now Shadow Claw down, and then we are gonna be able to throw a Hydro Cannon here. Gonna go ahead and let this go through. Umbreon doesn't really hit that hard, being defense weighted, and now for some reason they top left, and we are going to be able to win that game as we do hop into the next battle. We're gonna see Giratina up against our Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen not having the type advantage, well, not really being, well, yeah, type advantage, right? Because it's a ghost type, so it's resisting our poison jabs. Can't go poison fangs. I'm gonna go straight for the earth power here, even though most likely I still probably would have went earth power. And now we pretty much put it in range where we can put it in counter and icy wind range or shadow claw hydro cannon range. Either or is fine with me. They're gonna throw another move here. Most likely they will swap here, which they do end up swapping. Gonna go ahead and go forward the Scold here on their Poliwrath. Poliwrath is gonna get hit with the Scold, and now they did get the attack fall. Because they got the attack fall, gonna be able to make it to another Scold here. A 1 HP flip swap, and now we're looking in a very, very good position here. Gonna come into my Feraligatr gonna be able to tank a move here. At this point, I think I can probably tank another move and go straight for the farm down, or I can just go ahead and catch here, hoping that something in the back is gonna be weak to my Feraligatr. And unfortunately for me, they're not really weak to my Feraligatr. I was thinking Skeledirge or Dirge, and unfortunately for me, it was not a Dirge. And now at this point, I am gonna be able to sneak. Gonna ahead and shield here. Hydro Cannon is gonna come through. Gonna shield again, hoping at this point I can just farm down all the way completely. Shadow Claw down. Also the Giratina, and we're gonna be able to take this game as they do end up losing with 2 shields. And now we are gonna be able to take our time here. We're doing a friendly battle. Don't worry about this, guys. It's just a friendly battle. Catching some Pokemon. Once again, link in the description if you guys do want to go to the Twitch and watch these battles happen in real time as they do happen. Nidoqueen up against Annihilate, and this is really bad for the Nidoqueen. But we do resist their moves like they resist our moves. Gonna go ahead and catch on my Feraligatr, hoping it's not a Shadow Ball. It's just a Night Slash, and because of that, now they are gonna swap out into their own Feraligatr. Feraligatr is gonna be able to throw the Crunch. We get the defense fall, and now at this point, I'm thinking, do I shield here? No. I'm gonna go ahead and let it go through, farm up extra energy here, and I think that might have been CMP, or I think I was one ahead of them. I can't remember. They do end up letting it go through, hoping I can make it to another Hydro Cannon. Unfortunately for me, I do not make it to the Hydro Cannon. Now, here I have a decision to make. I come back into my Nidoqueen. Gonna go ahead and let this go through. If they Shadow Bomb me, so be it. That's fine with me. Gonna try to make it to a Poison Fang here. Mandibuzz comes in, and this is not looking good for me. And I'm going to switch out into my Poliwrath here at this point. But the good thing is that we do have shields here, so hopefully I can make it to an icy win here before they make it to their next move. And it looks like I am actually able to make it to an icy win. Not sure if that was good timing or not. Looked like it might have been bad timing. I'm not too sure. Kind of looks a little bit weird though. Either way, I'm gonna be able to farm down completely, make it to an icy win here. They don't have to shield this, but they do end up shielding it, which is really good for me at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and call this. Yeah, nice slash. Nope, it is the shadow ball, and if I just end up shielding that shadow ball, I'm pretty sure I end up winning. So unfortunate for me, now we don't end up getting a veteran this set, so we are going to have to do it after one more set. We're gonna be able to make it to an Earth Power here up against this Garatina. Garatina once again gonna hit us with the CMP tie, which this is actually really good for me because now I can get the 0-turn swap out into my Poliwrath. Poliwrath gonna get met with the Venusaur. This is not looking good for the Poliwrath. Poliwrath gonna be able to hit him with the Icy Wind, super effective Icy Wind. And then now I'm gonna go ahead and shield this. If they go, I'm gonna go ahead and under tap this, and hopefully they end up shielding this as well. We do end up getting the shield. Gonna try to get the farm down here. I'm just gonna go ahead and shield the farm down completely here now. And at this point, I do believe they come back into the Garatina. Garatina is gonna get hit with this icy wind. Might have been CMP tide. Didn't see a fast move. Yep, it was the CMP tide. Now at this point, they are in farm down range for either or Pokemon. They do end up swapping out to a Swampert. Do not want to swap out, but probably should have swapped out to be honest. And now they have a lot of energy here, trying to catch the Earthquake. Unfortunate for me, do not catch the Earthquake. End up catching the Hydro Cannon to the face, and now they are going to hit me with the Earthquake here. Hoping I can make it to two Hydro Cannons here, and this is going to come down to CMP tie. Who wins CMP tie? First shield, and now we are going to be able to actually win CMP tie. And now we need the Shadow Claw down the Garatina. And can we do it? We can do it, and we end up winning to go 4-1 in this set. And now let me see. Uh let's see. Let me slow it down just so you guys can No, actually never mind. It doesn't matter. So here so now let's move on to the next set. Um Showing one of my mods, the poses I have. Alright, Nidoqueen up against Nidoqueen. And this is actually really depending on who wins CMP tie, and unfortunate for us, we end up losing CMP tie. So I'm just gonna go ahead and call it here. Poison Fang, we do end up calling it correctly, and now Earth Power is going to be able to connect, and they do not no shield that. And at this point, now I'm gonna go ahead and shield this as well, thinking this is going to be the Earth Power. They do end up throwing the Earth Power. Good for me. Farm down completely. They come into a Dragonite. Dragonite going to get hit with this Poison Fang. Going to try to make it to another one before I end up swapping out eventually here. And now I do think I come into my Poliwrath. Yeah, I come into Poliwrath here, see what they want to do. Going to go ahead and let this go through. They are double debuffed. They do hit me with a superpower that does do some good damage. And now at this point, I am going to be able to hit their Feraligatr with the Scold. Scold is going to be able to connect, going to be able to make it to an icy win here. So if they do want to save this Feraligatr, they will have to shield here, which they do end up shielding, which is fine with me. I think I come into my Nidoqueen here just so I can soak up the energy, hoping I can farm down with the Feraligatr before they make it to another move. But unfortunate for me, they are at another move already, so I'm just going to go ahead and let this go through, knowing that I resist the move, and they end up top lefting, knowing that they couldn't do anything in that matchup. As we do hop into the next battle, we're going to see Nidoqueen up against a Greedent, and I'm not too sure if they were lagging or what was going on there. Could have been lag, but either way, they are going to go for the body slam. I'm going to need a little bit of lag to win this matchup just because Creighton's so spammy with those body slams, taking 4 mud shots just to get to the body slam. Body slam is going to be able to hit me. Now I'm going to over farm here, and unfortunate for me, I have to shield now. Should have threw my move, and now I'm going to farm up here. I could not farm down, so I did have to throw there. And now, unfortunate for me, they are going to come into a Giratina. I mean, not very unfortunate, but Giratina gonna hit with this Poison Fang. They're gonna farm down completely. Gonna come into my Shadow Claw for Alligator. Do get denied there. Very unfortunate for me. And now Dragon Claw is gonna hit me. And now they have an Annihilate in the back, Annihilate, and I'm back. Unfortunate for me, this is looking really bad for me. I should have tried to catch the Night Slash there, and now I'm gonna try to make it to another move. I do make it to a move, which is pretty good for me, but unfortunate for me, we are gonna get farmed down there. And I do need to make it to a Scold here. I am gonna shield here the potential Shadow Ball. It is the Shadow Ball.
And I probably should have just overfarmed here because they would not throw a knife slash at me, right? And I think if I would have overfarmed here, I probably would have been able to make it to the icy win here. And just because now I think I'm in range where Shadow Claw and Dragon Claw is gonna be enough, and I'm just not gonna be able to make it to the next icy win here. If I would have just overfarmed, I probably would have won that game. But unfortunately for me, we do not overfarm and end up losing that game. Chestnut into a Nidoqueen, and this is looking really good for us. So, gonna be able to make it to the Poison Fang on the CMP side. This most likely is the Frenzy Plant. Frenzy Plant is gonna be able to connect. Gonna go ahead and no shield that to see what they want to do. They no shield the Poison Fang as well, and this is looking really bad for me. Gonna try to catch the move here, but unfortunately for me, I do not end up catching. Catching the Sludge Bomb is what I end up catching, and now this is looking really bad for me. So now, do I end up calling it again? Should I shield here? Probably should have shielded, and now I'm like, yep, we're gone. Nidoqueen into and low in nine tails, and unfortunate for me, they end up swapping out into an Ampharos, and this is a core breaker for me. So I need to stay in, but somehow I need to win this matchup and preserve my Nidoqueen. They do end up letting it go through, and now I have to let this go through. So oh man, I'm playing so bad here. Should have just went for the Earth Power. Um, and now they are gonna come into a lantern here, and this is looking really, really bad for me. So I'm gonna switch out into my for alligator here, if just in case they do end up swapping out. Um, at least I can put the Polyrath on the lantern. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through, hoping this is not the Thunderbolt, but it is the Thunderbolt. Gonna be enough to KO at this point, and this is looking really bad for me. I come into the Polyrath, and they're staying in with the lantern, which is very interesting. Gonna be able to make it to a Scold here on the CMP tie. Nope, not the CMP tie. Gonna go ahead and let this go through. No shield, and then they swap out into their Alolan Ninetales. Alolan Ninetales gonna get hit with this Scold. Hopefully, I can farm them down before they make it to a move, and it looks like I'm actually able to, and we're gonna be able to take that game. As we do hop into the next battle, we're gonna see Nidoqueen into a Tapu Fini, and I need to win this game here so I can hit veteran. Do we win this game? We're gonna see here, as we do make it to the power of the Poison Fang. Unfortunately for me, I am gonna have to shield this. They do go for the surf, but I do believe I'm gonna be able to farm down completely. They come into a Talonflame, and I throw one bad timing here. Oh man, I should have did two poison jabs, and now I'm not gonna be able to. Oh, maybe because I didn't make it to the move, this is actually good for me because they do throw the flame charge, and now they do end up swapping out into a Garatina. Garatina is going to be able to hit me with this Dragon Claw, which is very bad for me. Gonna go ahead and bait the Ice Beam here, see if they do win a shield. Do they win a shield? They do win a shield. Gonna go ahead and try to catch the move here and preserve my for alligator, just in case they are double weak or triple weak to it in the back. And now I am gonna go ahead and let this go through. I'm gonna try to make it to another icy win here. Icy win is going to be able to connect, and now they end up swapping out here. And I'm gonna try to make it to a Scold here, bait the icy win, and we do get the shield. We're gonna go ahead and let this go through because at this point I need to get this farm, and we are going to be able to do 4 Shadow Calls right before they make it to a move. Gonna be enough to KO. In comes Garatina. Garatina's gonna get hit with this Hydro Cannon, and I need it to be something. Oh no, that's gonna be. Oh, what? When did the Pokemon? Okay, what am I talking about? I for some reason I thought there was one last Pokemon. Um, we're gonna go ahead and catch some Pokemon here. Doing my buddy. Sorry guys. Like I said, later tomorrow I will definitely have it more chopped up and better. So this is raw, so you guys can see these battles do really come from my Twitch live stream. So once again, link in the description if you do want to go follow me on Twitch and watch these battles happen in real time. Interact with me, and yeah, as we do claim the Squelvet here, getting 2 XLs. We already got the hundo, got another hundo, and another hundo. I think I got like 3 hundos on this account, to be honest. And we do hit it with 2501, so we barely hit it. And yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you guys like the battles. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz, and I will see you guys on the next video.